Okay, so today I'm gonna share some tips if you want to get better at Genshin Impact. If the game feels hard, it's not. This game is not hard. You're just playing it wrong. Okay, so the first tip that I'm gonna give you guys is stop neglecting valuable 4 stars. Some of the 4 stars that I'm gonna show here are and also shows that these are all ones that are in. So the first one is Sean. You have to look at this for free by doing it. This actually is one of the best pieces in the game. Especially with coupons, like 15% fire damage bonus, rate damage you can use, like everyone likes every fate on her. Even just your C1 decreases pyro res. And C3 is good. When we get maximum hit from her permanent. I didn't go for yet. And you can do a really good sub DPS. Power teams could be stabilized off sub DPS. And then for our second character, we have Sucrose. Now, Sucrose actually really down in the back of the actions are full back. And Sucrose is stuff by 7.14. Yeah, Sucrose can also hold EV, but I'm not using EV right now. I'm just using like a full EM build with Sack Frag, so I can share a ton of EM because of her A1 and A2 passives. Because this one, when she triggers a sword reaction, she gives everyone in the party except herself 50 EM. And the second one gives when she uses her, like when her skill hits an opponent, it gives everyone in the party 20% of Sucrose's element mastery, excluding Sucrose again. So if you count the 50 EM plus 20% of A33, it gives the whole party about 217 EM, which is good for like the lunar teams. I use her with Columbina and Inafa to make super high. Like my Columbina's gravity interference can be like 60k lunar charge. Anyways, that's a different thing. And then for the next one, we have Fischl. Now, Fischl is a really good 70 this is actually at C6, which increases for vaccine tools, which is also something level. And it increases the Ozz's uptime. And it also allows her to hit more like 5 coordinate attacks. So I'll also share builds at the end for all the characters. So for Fischl, you can use her like taser teams with Sucrose and another character that I think next. Fischl is really good for like aggravate teams you have left. You can use her with another Hexen character like Sucrose. You can do like a Hexen Circle based team, and you can do like a 5-star Hexen Circle DPS. Yeah, Fischl is really good. This passive kind of sucks because it especially had a free charge shot, and she has to hit and burn, which is kind of hard. It's really good for like aggravate teams because when your current active character triggers an electrical reaction, when I was on the field, the opponent will be struck with a thunderbolt that gives people the 80% last week when I was one Fischl on like a triple attack setup. So obviously I can attack Goblet, attack something like this one on here right now. Like an attack Sands, which I have, and then a crit damage. Perfect. So you want her to be doing a ton of damage, and one of Fischl's best weapons is actually the Stringless. against your elemental skill damage. They shouldn't be doing big field damage as a sub DPS on your team. And then the last and final good 4-star I want to review here is Chincho. Now, Chincho is actually the best off-field 4-star Hydro player as his burst. Like, whenever you use a normal attack, your active character's normal attack with their consecutive sword range, dealing Hydro damage. So, this is actually a really good team. This uses the quote national core, which consists of Chincho Bennett. Yeah, we're going to talk about Bennett. So Bennett is arguably like the best 4-star in the game because he provides a massive attack buff with his super and 14 snow blast. How you want to do this is you obviously want to use Bennett on attacks killing characters like Razor, for example, or Kino, what you want to do is you want to use a high base attack weapon. I just have it for you because it's like the highest one I have because it gives me attack and it has pretty decent base attack. But like my highest level is, for example, Harvard Drop. Put that on him because it's his base attack. So you see here when you click this, it's the right number on attack. So the way to increase this is by leveling up and just this base attack thing on your sword. So when to level up your sword, so one of the best swords for Bennett is the Sapwood Blade, which you can get from completing the R&R quest and then going on YouTube to buy it, and then it's a craftable weapon. My bad. It provides energy recharge and like one of the highest base attacks in the game. And for class options, you can do like Akula, Favonia, or Skyward Blade. Skyward Blade has the highest base attack in the entire game, and it also gives energy recharge. It's passive or it's stat. I don't really know because I don't have that weapon. Yeah, Bennett is like the best attack buffer, and the reason why I have high base attack is if you look at his elemental burst, if the health of a character within the AoE like the Bennett circle, his super is higher than 70%, they gain a attack bonus that is based on Bennett's base attack. So if you maximize, like, use a good weapon on attack, you can give your characters like over 1,000 attack. And Bennett C6 is actually broken because it infuses Sword, Claymore, and Borlum like characters inside of his burst. It infuses their weapons with Pyro, and it gives them a 15% Pyro damage bonus. Also, his C1 is really good because usually only characters that are above 70% will get the attack buff, but now it doesn't matter how much HP they have. It will continue healing them, and it continue healing them while giving them the attack buff, even if they're under 70% HP, and it will also give you 20% more attack based on Bennett's base. So C1 is really, really good. The C2, it's kind of bad. Same like all his other constellations. C4 kind of sucks. I mean, his C5 is good because it increases his burst, and his burst heals, and if you increase the level, it also adds, like, it gives you more healing, and it gives you more level. His burst can give decent damage. I'm not, like, build him on a nuke build. It does decent damage and can add to your team. So these 4-stars, you really want to start building on your account. You want to see better, like, teams, be able to make more team comps, because these 4-stars are used in a lot of teams, especially the national core. You can add Raiden national, you can do a Nahiga national. All of these, it's just a core, and then you need like 1 or 2 more characters to finish it and make it really good. So yeah, this is why I don't want to neglect these 4-stars. And then after, we have 4-star weapons. Now one of them is actually this First, we're going to talk about Favonius. These Favonius weapons are super good if you want to have them. The reason why is they can provide a lot of, like, especially at Refinement 5, they can provide a lot of particles for the entire team so they can get their bursts faster, allowing you to build less energy recharge on the characters and build better crit stats so they can do more damage. So, weapons like Favonius Codex, Favonius Sword, Favonius Greatsword, I don't have that one. Also, the Sacrificial Sword, Sacrificial Greatsword, it, like, after, if you hit an opponent with your skill, it has a 40% chance to end its own cooldown, and this also gives you energy recharge, so it allows you to get more energy recharge as well. Same with Favonius Greatsword. These are all great weapons. Give yourself more damage. And also, Goblin is actually surprisingly good 4-star DPS that can actually outperform from 5 stars. His cons are like really good. Like this one can heal him HP. And this one can give him 20% more attack. That's a lot of attack for 5 seconds if he overheals. And then C3 is actually really good because it increases the level of your speed. Bombing can hit really decent numbers if you use them for example, Sing Cho. And vaporize and melt his plunging attacks. And that's really good. His plunging attacks can have low damage too. Basically, most of the sizes and it that's pretty decent. And if you use them with Marisauce and Hunter, since when he plunges you lose his HP, you get 36% more crit rate, which is really good. This is why like any character that can use Marisauce is really good. Even though the 2 doesn't really do anything for him, it's still good because of the 36% crit rate. So I think that's all the 4 stars I wanted to. Oh yeah, Katrina. So Katrina, you can actually get for free by doing the not land quest. And the reason why Katrina is good is she's like the 4-star alternative to Selena. Because she can hold the scroll, the hero of the Silver City shop, which can provide 40% elemental damage bonus if you like use your skill, swap to your DPS and crystallize. So look, when a nearby party member triggers a nitro burst, the equipping character generates a elemental energy. Yeah, you can get their burst faster. This is the 4% is the one that really matters. After the equipping character triggers a reaction related to their elemental type, in this case it's going to be crystallized with Katrina, all nearby party members gain a 12% elemental damage bonus for the elemental types involved in the elemental reaction. So that would be Geo, and then whatever you're crystallizing it with. Either that's Cryo, Pyro, Hydro, or Electro. But the next part is if the equipping character is in the Night Soul Blessing state, which is Katina, because she's a not-land character, she has Night Soul with her skill. All party members gain an additional 28% elemental damage bonus for the elemental types involved in the reaction. So that adds up to be 40% elemental damage bonus, and that's really good for a free character. And they can even trigger this effect while they're off field. And Katina's skill, it places a drill on the ground that periodically slams in the ground and deals 0 damage. So if you can personalize that with your main DPS's element, that's not a Nemo or Dendro, you're going to be doing a lot more damage. Yeah, so more 4-stars that I'll be talking about. This video is going to be really long now. It's actually Kuki Shinobu. Now, the reason Kuki Shinobu is really good is because she can be part of those F2P Hyper Bloom teams. Hyper Bloom is one of the best reactors because it's low investment and it does a ton of damage. Because the only thing you need is an Electro character and then just stack a ton of Elemental Mastery. Because the only thing that influences Hyper Bloom's damage is the character level and Elemental Mastery. So you don't need crit damage, ER, crit rate, damage bonuses, attack, none of that matters at all. It's only EM and expensive lumber with character attack, and give them a ton of EM artifacts. And then they'll do a ton of hyper damage. Okay, hyper damage is one, hyper character, which can be searched and then need an outcome. You can use like Angel MC, you can use Callaway, you can also make Callaway from Transformation, and Shield. And then I think the last one, you can also get this. He has a best Angel kind of game, but he's a 5-star. He also has yeah, she can also make something for this lot of literature. Another thing actually is and then you and I mentioned like, why did I want to use a name? This is why she actually can share kind of the entertainment like character and the head of them even more damage. But sometimes like the Dendro characters are gonna apply a lot of stuff, a ton of Dendro, because some of the Dendro powers are kinda mid. So sometimes you want to use 2 Dendro characters to help your hybrid do more damage. So yeah, I think that's all the 4 stars that I wanted to talk about in this video. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Wait, actually one more. It's actually Farzan. Now, Farzan is kind of used because you need to use her with an Anemo DPS, but she provides a ton of Anemo damage bonus and Anemo like resistance shred, so it means you do 30% more damage to enemies with Anemo damage. You want to use her with mainly like some Anemo DPSs like Lucia and Hazel. And then the rest of the 5-star actors is like Yonder, Barca, and Ventia, and some other Anemo DPSs. Or you can just use her in DPS to see buffs yourself as well. Especially if you offer cards that make her do even more damage. So yeah, stop neglecting 4-star characters. They can do really good. And always make sure to like and subscribe to my channel because I need to get monetized. Anyways, make sure to drop a like and give me subscribe if you want some more Genshin content. But anyways.